Race number 8, our second feature race of the day. It is the Guangdong Hong Kong Cup 200-metre Class 3 contest, headed by Cruising, who's run up on his debut, only beaten a nose by Al Kari. California Gung Ho makes his debut, as does Good Beauty, have winning form from France and Australia respectively. Vigor Fame is also a winner in France, two-time winner there. Packing Miracle makes his Hong Kong debut, one from New Zealand. My Power, also on debut, a winner in Ireland, down to Little Bird, last start winner in Class 4 company, and Blazing Partners, who could be going round in a lower grade, but elects to go here with a light weights. Still at the touchscreen to have a look at the speed map for this one, Brad. And Little Bird made all last time out, so we're trying to repeat the dose here.
Yeah, blinkers were on that occasion too, Andrew. So if he can fire across and find the front, that'll be a pretty good effort, because obviously barrier 10 may be a little bit of an issue. Best Stepper's drawn 12 outside of him, so there's every chance that he could cut across with him. Winner Don't Miss might be able to roll forward. Cruising's going to kick up. Will he try and hold out Little Bird? I guess that's a question mark you could sort of pose alongside of his name. Of the newcomers, there are 5 of them. Maybe My Power can slot in behind the speed. Packing Miracle might settle midfield. California Gung Ho has showed pace in one trial. The other 2, Vigor Fame, probably likely to get back in the race, and Good Beauty's a chance of being caught wide from the barrier. So obviously interested to see how they all perform. A few little variables with them maybe.
Yeah, a few newbies to take stock of as well, Paul.
Yeah, there's plenty of first starters in this race, so we'll highlight a few of them. Here's California Gung Ho. He's got the cross noseband on for the first. He's working the creative as the horse is running earlier, but California Gung Ho is the one closest to us, and he strides out nicely enough here as well. It's not a bad piece. Another one of the first starters, Vigor Fame, Keith Young aboard. Now he's 1,031 pounds, so not much to him. He's had 2 trials, tongue tie and the hood goes on debut, but he has got barrier 13 contend with. He comes from France. And Packing Miracle, he only had the one start, and he did win it nicely enough. And I think he's a nice, big, strong horse, this one. He's had 6 trials, so he's been quite well prepared leading into this assignment as well. So of the first starters, I think he looks quite good.
All right, OK, we'll take a check on them. The market with good guide as well. We're going to start off, though, with the last start's winner, and that was Little Bird. Zach Purton in the saddle was off and gone from the front.
Blinkers went on. Paul's had a lot of time for the horse from day one. And obviously, prior to this, Paul, a little bit disappointing in the race won by Super 18, but he certainly atoned. Yeah, definitely did, and the blinkers really sharpened him up. He's got barrier 10, but I think he can get across easy enough. And I think he's going to be tough to beat again. And although Zach gave him a couple of cracks of the whip there, he had plenty in hand, and he had a little peek at the big screen. So I think he's still got rating points in hand, this horse. It will be interesting to see whether Cruising does want to try and hold him out, because Cruising does have a lot more weight to carry with him coming up in class. So with weight to carry and trying to chase Little Bird, that may be an obstacle for him to overcome. All
right, well, let's see if we can get the answer for that. As Ed Sadler spoke with Umberto Rispoli.
Umberto, you rode Cruising last time out. Were you happy with that effort?
Oh, very happy. We nearly got it. It was his first time in Hong Kong. Like, he responds very well. He's got some nice gate speed, and we got beat from decent horse like Al Kari, sorry. And yeah, we tried to make this time.
Fitness-wise, did they feel like there was more to come from him?
Well, I think the inexperience make him lose the race. Like we go for 200 meters head-to-head with Al Kari. Probably with more experience, we might probably win that race. But for sure, after this race, the horse will improve a lot. And we got a nice draw. The race is not easy, but at the same time, he got the quality to win the race.
And when you say not easy, you take on Little Bird, who was pretty impressive last time. Is he the one to beat?
Well, he's going to be one to beat for sure, the horse, and I know very well. And it's always hard when you go up in class, but his horse is capable to win in Class 3.
27 wins for yourself this season. It's been a season of ups and downs, literally, for you. How do you feel it's gone?
Well, I feel then I always let some winners under my back, but 27 winners, season is not finished yet. I will try to reach the target of 30. Doesn't look impossible, but you know, Hong Kong is a very tough place. You can win 3-4 races in a day. You can wait a month and a half to win another one. So I'm very confident. Try to working hard to reach the 30 at the end of the season.
Well, I think cruising might get him one step closer here. He sits on 27, 3 to go.
Yeah, no, he's a big chance, definitely, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think there's two main chances in this, which is Little Bird and cruising. And I've set aside of Little Bird because of the weight difference at this stage. So.
And not that Umberto would have the choice, but he has ridden Little Bird before, so he knows what sort of horse he's got under his belt there. He did confirm as well it was a stick in his pocket at track work today. I saw him at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. All right, let's have a look at some of these trialling here. And here is cruising, and two of the first starters as well, California Gung Ho and Bigger Fame.
Well, we've touched on cruising quite a bit already. He's a nice horse going forward. Of the newcomers, California Gung Ho, I'm actually going to sneak him in. He's one of these Northern Hemisphere bred 3-year-olds, so he actually gets in with this weight allowance. He's rated 77, so he's actually the top-rated horse in the race. He did win his last start in France by 4, so there's some talent there, and I think from the gate he could possibly sit handy and run a bit of a race.
He's had 5 trials. He's 1151 pounds, so he's quite a big horse.
All right, Good Beauty, 3-year-old by Hard Spun, 2 out of 2 in Australia, winning at Seymour and Cranbourne.
Yeah, he's had 2 trials leading into this. He's 1,037 pounds, so he's not the biggest horse around. And I didn't look like he was quite ready here in this trial anyway.
Yeah, I'm a bit the same. The gate turned me completely off. When I saw barrier 14, 1200, it's very hard from there, even if you are in form, and we don't know too much about him, so I'm happy to sit on the fence and actually hear what Jenny has to say about him, more importantly.
All right, and Packing Miracle here over an 800 metre trial. Just one start to judge him on in New Zealand.
This is a horse that Paul has whispered around the lunch table from time to time, so I'll handball over to him, Paul.
Yeah, look, he's had 6 trials. He's had some lameness issues since he's been here. But look, he was hard held in this particular trial over 800 metres. He's 1,070 pounds, and I think he's quite forward. So I'm going to throw him in on the 4th line anyway. All
right, and the final one is My Power, who Zach Purton will ride. Starts Hong Kong Life with a hood and a tongue tie. He won a maiden at Listowel.
He did. He was gelded in
6 lengths as well, that maiden.
He's a smart horse. He's got ability, Andrew. His start to Hong Kong racing was obviously halted with a little bit of a lame right front foot problem on the 13th of March. They then obviously decided to give him the time off, and during that time they've gelded him as well. Zach Purton had done a bit of work with the horse previous to that debut, which didn't happen. We saw in the speed map he might posse in behind the pace and get a nice run. So one to look at, I would have thought.
No, I haven't put him in at this stage.
You looked at it and went...
Well, I'd like to see him. It's just interesting Zach's riding him and not Little Bird. So I'd say that's a previous engagement.
Yeah, that'll make people scratch their head a little bit, I would have thought.
All right, but cruising our favourite, 220, money back a place.
He is. He's quite short, but I think Little Bird can beat him just because of the weight difference. He's second up cruising. He's a nice horse. I think that's the obvious Quinella. 13 to beat 1. Mr. Welf's run some pretty good races recently, and Barrier 4 should get a nice run. And of the first starters, I just put Packing Miracle in there for 4th. So 13, 1, 4 and 9, but I think the Quinella and the likely winners are going to come from 1 and 13.
Same, 13 to beat 1 for me, with Little Bird in front of cruising, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was the other way around at the end. I will throw in My Power for 3rd. I think he's got some talent. And California Gung Ho, I'm going to throw him in as well. Mr. Wealth was the other one I looked at. He had a lameness issue after his last start, and he needs to be a little bit quicker from the get-go to sort of maintain a spot from the 4. But if he does that, he's an interesting runner. 13, 1, 11, 2. I'm happy to double banker the 1 and 13 in a trio and throw in some value runners for the other spot.
All right, yeah, I think we all seem to agree on the 1 and 13, 13, 1 Quinella there in race number 8.